Today, we're thrilled to spotlight Behrooz Mozaffari, a seasoned professional with over 25 years of experience spanning engineering, design, project management, and asset management. His journey began at the age of 12, driven by an insatiable curiosity to uncover how things work, disassembling toys instead of playing with them, earning him the nickname Destructive Boy. Behrouz's expertise in physical asset management, SAP ERP, and preventive maintenance has made him a leader in diverse industries. But his proudest achievement, helping others grow and develop their potential. Join us as we explore Behrouz's inspiring journey, his passion for innovation, and his mission to empower others.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to yet another podcast of Zengit. Today, we are joined by the incredibly talented and versatile Mr. Behrooz. He's an electronics engineer, he's an innovator, and a leader with a remarkable career spanning over 3 decades. From designing electronic products to managing teams and departments, Mr. Behrooz has done it all. He's received presidential innovation awards, he's established labs and led projects in various industries, including the automotive and the oil and gas, electronics industries. Let's dive into his fascinating journey and extract valuable insights from his experiences. Mr. Behrooz, welcome to the show. Would you like to briefly give an introductory note about yourself?
Thank you for giving me this opportunity. I was born in 1964. I worked after graduating from Shiraz University in electrical engineering. I did some 9 or 10 years of independent electronic design work. Then I joined the automotive industry, and later in 2012, I joined the oil and gas industry. In between these years, I had some time spending on graduate studies in at least 2 different majors, and changed many jobs, experienced various phases of design, testing, manufacturing, and repair. Now I'm involved in maintenance planning in oil and gas. What I do mostly is plan the maintenance and managing the assets on drilling rigs onshore and offshore.
So there's this one very interesting thing about Mr. Behrooz is that he started his professional career, I would say, at just the age of 12, where, like we see children these days, they barely are able to do their homeworks on their own. So, Mr. Behrooz, what was that one? Was there any specific project or was there any mentor that actually sparked that interest in you at such a tender, young age?
Actually, it began with mere curiosity. Before I went to school, I enjoyed trying to understand how things work and how to make them work better. Most of the time, I spent more time disassembling my toys than playing with them. So any toy I got, it was disassembled in a matter of a few minutes. Then, actually, some people called me the Destructive Boy. Then, in the primary school, there was a project. I know you are too young to have seen these. There were cardboards with printed figures on them that people could cut and paste to make homes, houses, buildings, different houses. Me and 3 of my classmates tried to make a few of them. What they did all the cutting, gluing, and putting together. And what was left to me was to put some bulbs around in the houses or in the streets to turn them on. From what I had done with my toys, I had learned what are wires, what are batteries, what are motors and bulbs. So I took this and I installed the bulbs. And later, and before I knew, I found myself really interested in doing these things. So at the age of 12, I found myself reading magazines, doing do-it-yourself kits. And then at age of 15, I began reading university textbooks about electronics. This is what
Oh my
happened.
God. Oh my God, that is incredible.
I don't think
So you mentioned that you used to be called the destructor who used to, experiment with
yes.
the toys. How did your parents react to it? I mean, usually parents are not happy with children breaking the toys and all. How did they react to it?
I should say I come from a liberal family. I was the sixth child in a family when my father was very well educated. We all seek our own interests, and he saw that, okay, this guy is going to do what he wants to do. Of course, sometimes he was not happy. After one day you come and you see that the TV set you were watching last night is not working now and it's disassembled into parts. But he could tolerate that. I could say he was supportive. And I used to go to special schools in Iran, a little different from our normal schools. So they knew that something is different, and
What
they
sort
could
of
put up.
different schools were these? What sort of schools were these?
It was special schools for what they called. I'm not claiming to be one of them really. For talented and gifted education.
Great.
So they were good. They were kind and supportive, and that's
I'm
why.
sure.
Mr. Behrooz, I would like to know some interesting stories from your childhood. I believe there must be a lot of interesting stories that you would have been, sharing with your students, or we would like to know which it actually inspired you and which is something you cannot forget, like whatever age you are at. So, is there anything you would like to tell us?
Well, there are many things that I will never forget. The moments I had with the people I mentored, and the sparkle in their eyes that they know something that they didn't know 5 minutes ago. This is something that I can never forget.
And I got to know that you have this presidential award as well, like which you got. So what is the story behind that? What actually inspired you,
Uh,
and what all work you have done to achieve that? Can you just share that with our audience?
yes, of course. Okay, let me tell you, this is something about 25 years ago. Uh, two people who were involved in producing ophthalmic lenses went to an exhibition in Italy and saw a production line for ophthalmic lenses. They were people with mechanical background. When they came back to Iran, they found a sponsor to build a somehow similar production line. They invited me to do the electronics and computer part. At that time, PLCs and programmable logic systems were not very common in Iran, and they were very short on budget. So what I did was that I designed something that I later called a programmable state machine with very, very cheap and available integrated circuit parts to program and control the system. Okay, this concept was new, especially the way it was easy to change the program and make machine do something else. So after about some 3 years of work, which was mostly mechanical, electrical, and things like that, we managed to finish the first production line of ophthalmic lenses in Iran. It was then presented to the Khwarazmi Festival, and we received the innovation prize for this project. The most important thing for this was that it was to be built at very low price and they still have good quality. My contribution, which I as I told you, is this programmable state machine, which, of course, if not for this innovation, they should have to use very expensive electronic hardware for it.
So your
I don't know what
innovation
else.
helped them with reducing the cost here?
Actually, introducing a new concept for control systems which is a programmable state machine. State machines are common in electronic design and control, but normally at those times they were hardwired, so that if you wanted to change something, you had to make a lot of changes and spend a lot of time. What I did was to put somehow the program inside a memory chip, so that you could easily change the performance of the machine. This was my main contribution to that. But of course, there was many electronic systems. I designed all the electronics and computer system. And for one part of the control, we had to use a normal PC. I say a normal PC, but by standards of today, they are really outdated to control one of the machines.
I see. Great. So I believe this would have been a really challenging work for you. I would still like to know if there are any other projects which you thought were really challenging for you and which you have led from upfront. So if there are any, please explain your experience.
I can also mention another project for you, although it is somehow related to the war, those of the 8-year war between Iran and Iraq. We designed and built a 240 square meter mock-up or maquette. I don't know what it is called in English. Which is dynamic, and it actually shows all the things that have happened in one of the Iran and Iraq military operations. In this project, something over 280 electronic circuits worked together with what I believe was the first parallel processing system in Iran. Mm-hmm. I designed a special purpose microprocessor for it. We put 56 of these processors together, so that these 56 small processors could control over 280 devices. This was a big project, as I told you, 240 square meters, including flight of airplanes, moving of tanks, heavy artillery, lights, and some real scenes of the war. It is still working in Kerman province in Iran. It was something about 45 people. We worked 45 people for 20 months on this project.
And how old what time has been passed by since you have done this project?
Well, it finished about 1999.
Oh, 1990. So good 25 years past that.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. That's why I don't remember some of this. But of course, from this sprang some other projects. For example, one part of the project was the design and control of the lighting system for auditoriums. Mm-hmm. It was a computer controlled system. I later also built 2 other versions of it and sold them as systems for controlling the auditoriums.
Okay, great. It's so inspiring to get to know all the great work that you have done. So I would really like to know if anybody else from your family is having the same genes, the hard work and the compassion that you have. So do you see someone else in your family is capable of doing same things?
Well, actually, 3 of my brothers are retired university professors. Mm-hmm. But not in the field of electrical engineering.
Oh.
They are not in the electrical engineering. They are in other fields, computer science and civil engineering. But electrical, it came to me.
Oh, okay. So it's the field that chose you. You didn't choose the field. That would be the right answer to this.
I think the field chose me.
Yeah, great. So how do you spend your time apart from work and apart from these activities, like the work-related activities? What are your hobbies, and in your leisure time, what activity would you like to do most?
Well, to tell you the truth, uh, what I do in my leisure time is not very far from this, except what the time I spend with my family. I spend some time with my family. I read books. I sometimes see old science fiction films or read science fiction films. Actually, what helped me learn English was reading all the works of Isaac Asimov when I was at middle school.
Mhm.
So I enjoy reading his books. I enjoy cooking, and I enjoy spending my time with my family, especially my son.
Positive Nation impacts 21 million lives around the world. By doing positive acts of kindness around the world,
every heartfelt plea builds a future where every soul is free. From every corner of the earth to every single face, we're spreading kindness, leaving a loving trace. We're Positive Nation, where hope lights the way. With 7 billion people, we'll rise every day. Through positive acts of kindness, let our voices sing. We're creating a world where positivity reigns. When the road is long and the night is cold, hold on to the love, let your heart be bold. In every act of kindness, in every care.
join us and be a part of the Positive Nation community.
We're Positive Nation, where hope lights the way. With 7 billion people, we'll rise every day.
Nice, nice. I heard that Iranian food is really great. So you must be cooking really great dishes, right? Your family must be so blessed to have a cook and an incredible engineer at the same time.
Yeah, I do really enjoy cooking, but between me and you, my wife is sometimes jealous about what I cook.
So how do
Yeah,
you?
because like he doesn't let her win over anything, right?
Sometimes.
You took over her department as well. See, like she's right to be jealous.
Actually, we were working together in a factory. I was the head of the factory production side, and she was the head of maintenance department.
Oh, so you two were working together, like before you got to
Yes,
know each other.
yes,
Oh,
yes, actually.
okay, nice. So what is what is that you cook really good? Like everybody appreciates you for that particular one dish.
Uh, I always think that I have to do it better next time.
Just a quick question.
You-
Um, sorry, I guess you've created so many things, inspired so many people already. I was gonna ask about the impact of your work. Besides, was it anything that was created that you think has impacted in
Yes, of
other
course.
domains? Let's say automotive went to another domain or some other
Yeah, of
technologies.
course. I can actually. Okay, I have mentored many young students. 5 of them are now university professors in United States, Canada, and Australia. Uh, so if they tell me what is your best achievement in life, I would say that I had helped people develop themselves. Because what I do will finish with me. But when I help people develop themselves, whatever they do or whatever they teach their students comes to me back. So
That makes sense.
let me tell you something. If someone asks me, what was your greatest achievement in life? what was your greatest achievement in life, I would say that my greatest achievement in life was that I helped a bunch of fresh graduates, from university, uh, to build up a team that is known as the best maintenance people in drilling in Iran.
Yeah.
Okay, as I told you, okay, if I've done many other things. I told you I've established standard automotive laboratories. I have began. I started up production lines for some automotive parts, but I started producing mobile sets in Iran. I started producing smart cards in Iran. But what I like most is that I help people develop themselves.
This is why you were recommended to us that you would be one of the best people, would be a fit for this platform, because that's exactly what we're trying to do, what you have been trying to do on that scale. We're trying to do it on a global level. And we're so proud that we connected with you and have you here.
I'm honored.
We feel honored that, and I'm sure there's so many, pages of your journey that you can share with us. And we're just kind of going over it right now, but I'm sure there is a lot more to it as we discuss and explore.
Hopefully.
I would also like to add one thing that Mr. Behrooz, we see that you have experience from diverse industries. You've been, leading diverse industries. How did you cope up with that? How did you manage that?
When you work in a job for 5 or 6 or 8 years, then you look again back and you see that there's not much that you can continue doing in this. If you want to do more, you have to change your discipline. Because you feel that your pace is slowing down. Your pace of innovation, your pace of learning is slowing down. So if you really want to have enjoy the challenges of life, you have to change. And of course, one thing happened in Iran for me in around 2012. I noticed that the electronics industry is dying out in Iran due to the mass import of products from China. So maybe I made a mistake. In this evaluation, but I decided to go to a new field where there is much more for me to learn. For this, actually, this is one of the reasons that I sought graduate studies in at least 2 different fields. One of them is the instrumentation in oil industry, and the other is mechatronics engineering, which is actually mechanical engineering for me. If you want to open new horizons, you have to make a balance. If you keep switching jobs or disciplines, what will happen is that your financial status will go down. Because I had a very good position in electrical engineering and electronics industry, and then I switched to totally new industry. Something happens here. You lose a major part of your income. But this is what you have to decide, whether you want to live financially well or mentally well.
I agree.
So
Even like the frequent switches are not really good, but if you do not switch, like your learning stops there. At time you get bored and you feel like there is nothing which is adding knowledge to your profile, or you are just doing the same old thing repetitively.
yes, exactly. What is the use? I'm not a copy machine. I am a creator. I'm using my innovation.
Exactly.
Why should I do the same thing again?
Yeah. So I completely agree. So one more thing I wanted to know, if you were not an engineer, what exact profession would you have choose? Like if like just forget about engineering. Did you have anything else in your mind which you wanted to pursue?
I've already given the clue to you.
Oh,
Yeah, you
I
would
would
have
definitely
had a chain of restaurants.
no, not changing the business.
still do, right?
Yes, yeah, cooking and something that you may be somehow surprised. Maybe I would go to the theological studies.
Oh,
Maybe,
Oh,
maybe,
nice.
maybe.
So, Mr. Behrooz, on a very informal note, uh, since you mentioned that you're a good cook, it just is there in my mind, and that is the only thing I can focus on right now. What sort of cuisines are you expert in? Is that only limited to Irani cuisines, or otherwise as well?
No, okay, other foods not. No, normally, I like those things that I learned from my mother.
Oh, nice, nice.
But still,
Organic stuff.
I really want to make changes to whatever I cook.
Yeah.
Creating sometimes new cuisines, sometimes new tastes.
We hope we could visit Iran someday to uh, taste one of your cuisines. Right, Anika?
yeah, I would
but
look
there's one,
forward to that.
yeah, but there would be a problem with that.
Oh, what is
What
that?
is that, sir?
Well, actually, the efficiency of my cooking is only 50% because I eat 50% of what I cook.
That's almost every other person does. Like who is a good cook, like they will do this, like they will eat half of the food while cooking on the name of tasting.
One thing that happens at my job is that every day that I come out of the dining area, the cook there ask me, okay, what was wrong with my cooking today?
Okay. Nice, nice. I really loved the way you have expressed this. So I think we are kind of over time right now. So I one more thing I would like you to express, like what advice would you give to the young engineers who are just starting their
Ah,
careers? Any useful advice which has
I
helped?
hope so. I think I have some comments and maybe some advice.
Mhm.
First thing is that what is written inside your textbooks is always there for you to refer back and study and read. Try to learn what is written between the lines of your text.
Hmm.
Something that is not expressly written. Next, you will never learn anything without experimenting. And if you want to learn something really good, try to teach it to someone else. If you can teach a subject to someone else, then you have already actually learned it.
Hmm.
The next thing is that you have to experiment everything. Do not take everything for granted. What I did in my years of study was that I tried to, when I read foreign English textbooks and magazines, I tried to to say that, okay, these things that the writer has said is rubbish, unless I can prove it to myself. So enjoy the challenge. And the next thing is that enjoy the challenge of accepting the hardest jobs. If you want to accept a project, go for a project that your competitor never dares to achieve, to approach. That's what I can tell other young engineers. Work hard, read between the lines, experience everything, teach what you have learned.
I really loved the
The
last thing that you have shared. Like I agree. Like even I had a friend of mine who used to, do this, and I think that's the most effective and impressive thing that you can do. Like it not only expands the knowledge, but it makes your concepts pretty clear and it clarifies so many things to the next person. Yeah, Rita, you're
Exactly.
saying something.
Exactly.
So, Mr. Behrooz, I would like to ask you one last question, and then we could end this podcast. So, I'm sure you've already left a legacy in the engineering community there in Iran and otherwise as well, internationally as well. So, how do you personally want to be remembered in this engineering community? What legacy do you want to leave behind? what is that one thing apart from advising the youngsters?
Someone eager to learn, innovative, someone eager to share what he has learned, and someone who is never tired of experimenting.
So you want to uphold the idea of challenging yourself and taking up challenges and keep experimenting. Okay.
Keep experimenting, keep challenges, and once someone is dead, he has enough time to sleep. Don't waste your time on much sleeping.
I think that this is that one thing that we really are at a loss at, is that we do not want to take any risk. We just want to follow the monotony. If we are doing a 9 to 5 job, we are given a salary. We don't want to experiment with anything. Just like you said that switching industries would give you a financial hit, but no one honestly is ready to take that hit. So yeah, it is one thing. If I'm sure from what we talked about up till now, a boy who starts at the age of 12 and starts experimenting things and all, I think it really depends on how the parents are upbringing the child as well, giving him the space to discover himself or herself. So yes, thank you so much, Mr. Behrooz. It was a wonderful podcast with you, and we really hope and we really pray that we are able to collaborate with you further. And welcome to the Zengit community. You're part of the Zengit family now. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Having more meetups.
Yeah, definitely. We will also be eager to meet you, and looking forward to have so many more connects with you on the same agenda.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Behrooz.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.